Hello again. I don't know who I'm talking to. I've sort of got a video to put up here because, again, going on from the two that I did the other day, Rewire 1 and Rewire 2. I just wanted to add to that because I think there's a lot of information there, but also it's a work in progress and it's something that I'm working on uh, personally. So I'm just going to add content as I go along. I think what I've noticed from a lot of the literature and a lot of the videos that I watch, particularly, and people that I follow, we are a clever species. Humanity is particularly clever, and they have some wonderful things to say and help us out. And it's this kind of I suppose we could call it intellectual curiosity that really sort of floats my boat, as it were. I'm intellectually curious, and I'm really interested in figuring things out. I always have been, but I think more so, particularly at this part of my life where I'm trying to move into a kind of supportive role, particularly with my videos and the things and the work that I've done last year. Last year, particularly, was I wrote my first book. Still in the process of editing and publishing that, but that will be out this year. And so a lot of that was to do with the people that I was following. And so when we look at intellectual curiosity, um, we have a lot of knowledge there. There is a lot of things that we learn as we go along. There's a lot of affirmations. There is a lot of quotes and wonderful, inspiring messages out there. And so we build this large toolbox. Um, and Mel Robbins talks about the knowledge to action gap. And I think that's where a lot of us seem to miss the boat, as it were. And I think we have all this knowledge, all of these wonderful transportational messages, transformational messages, um, and yet we can't bridge the gap between that and the action that we're looking to achieve, or the desires that we're looking to achieve. And so the way I see it is it's the known versus the unknown. The known is particularly born out of our past experiences. So if we're living in the known, we know how we're going to respond to certain things. We are talking in the last video, particularly about this subconscious programming, this idea that that's where um, our problems come from, is because we're just operating in this known arena. But when we move into the unknown, then that's scary too, as well, and we just don't know what's going to be around the corner. But in some ways, that's quite exciting too, because I think with a new experience, you get new emotions as well. Because currently, if your emotions aren't enough and they're not driving you in the right way, chances are we need some emotions, or new emotions, and new experiences will bring that. Lovely quote I heard today from a guy called Tom Bilyeu, and he said he was quite moved by something that Hemingway said. And he said, "Life breaks everyone, and some are strong in the places where it broke." It's fantastic. It's like a broken bone is supposedly stronger after it's meshed together. And I think that's where we are, really. A lot of us are, is that we've had the pitfalls, we've had the problems, but surely that should be making us stronger, and we should be learning, I suppose, from those experiences. So when we talk about the known and the unknown, the known being the past, the unknown is essentially for me the vision, and what your vision is. So I think what I'm trying to say here is that we need to start building um, not only the subconscious programming or rewiring them, but we need to be building the vision. Totally understand when people say, "I don't know what my vision is," but the thing is, you'll notice that the things that you're doing so far have brought you to this page, or they've brought you to this part of your life in order to change something. So something in your current vision is a little bit blurred, to say the least. So I think what you've got to do is you've got to sit with your vision. You've got to sit and you've got to truly get to the bottom of what it is you want, what it is that you're prepared to do to go get it, um, and build that vision so that, instead of revisiting the past all the time and saying, oh, that's just not going to work, that's just not, I had a terrible experience there, or I didn't succeed there. Build the vision first. Start with what it is you do want and go about chasing and building that vision with supportive programs. And you can monitor this. And I think this is what happens sometimes. We say, I'd like to lose weight, I'd like to have a different relationship, I'd like to change my job. And then we just wait for the universe to present it for us. And again, it's a kind of a lazy kind of shortcut way of trying to get to where you need to be. There is work to do, and we're not always getting up to work in the morning and going at it 100 miles an hour. But if you are building these supportive programs, you can monitor things moment by moment if you need to. You can appraise your actions at the end of the day. You can appraise your day, basically. You can win the day. Okay, and I think that's what people fail to do in their reflections. Sometimes they'll get home and the last thing they want to do is go through it once more. But actually, if you are trying to build a vision and if you are trying to build supportive programs that will help you achieve that vision, then you must appraise your actions. You must appraise your day. Even if you do it half day or even if you do it weekly, you must look at the last 24, 72 hours, whatever it is, and see what elements of that were the supportive programs and work on that. I spoke to my boys, my two boys, only this morning, and I said, if you have a bad day, it's only 24 hours long, and in the morning, you have the chance to reset and start again. And they took it, and they're only sort of 10 and 9. And so if they can understand it, then I'm sure we can. I know our lives are intimately more complex, or as complex as we make them. But generally, it's a concept that is not wasted on children. And if we can get them to do it, then I think we should be setting the example by showing them how it's done. And so every morning, they're looking at resetting their day, and they're looking at asking two questions. Can I reset? Yes, I can. And can I do better today? Yes, I can. And that's as simple as it can be. You can look back on what you did the previous day, the previous conversations, the previous reactions, and see if they're supportive or not. So that was my little message today. I'm about to go back to work for a few days and do some more research. But generally speaking, I think we can do this if we try the unknown, try the stuff that we haven't done before rather than worry about how we've always reacted in the past. So there we are, just a quick message, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope you can appraise it in a way that builds your supportive programming.